Hello. Welcome back to our MekHQ campaign, Raven Acquisitions. In the last episode, we had a little bit of a kerfuffle, a little bit of a battle. We won, but we still have a Centurion that is basically down for the duration of this particular contract. You can see here on the left that we have uh, a maintenance check that happens for most of our units, it looks like. And what happens here is that if the maintenance fails for, I guess, by a large enough amount, the quality will go down. I'm not sure how that affects things, honestly, but it's not good. And in MegaMech, they use a reverse quality system. So you might think, um, like, A is the best, B second best, C. Instead, A is the worst, goes B, C, it goes all the way down to F, I believe. So F is the highest quality. So when you see something declining in quality, it goes from D to C, then that should hopefully make a little bit of sense. So that's that. And we are paying for operating costs. We received a monthly payout for the contract here since we've reached the first of the month. And we're also paying for salaries for the month. Okay, where did we leave off? There we go. So we do have a mission today. That will be another chase mission with Charlie Lance. And now that I'm remembering, I said I would not be deploying any sort of reinforcements if I can avoid it, simply for the fact that the less forces we have on the field, the fewer units we have to try to get to the opposite end of the map, essentially. However, since it is the first of the month, the unit market has been updated. Let's take a look at the unit market. Let's see here. There's not a lot um, that we could actually afford here. We got to be very careful with our money. We're still sitting at 8.8 million, and our repair money will come out of that. Our salaries, the operating costs all come out of that. And we don't really see too many discounts here. This Warhammer is on discount. I would really like to get a hold of that if I could. It's 61 days away from us. Um, hmm. It'll be here for the whole month, so let's see how this goes. We'll just leave that for now, and we'll hop into this battle. We have to go into the area of operations. We have to deploy Charlie Lance into there. They're sitting at 1 fatigue. We're going to say commit. We're not sending any auxiliary units in. I'm not sure what fatigue does to the pilots, although I think if you build up enough fatigue, it will start affecting their dice rolls. So if you have too much of an operating tempo going there, you can regret it. Let's see here. Enemy controls the battlefield. We just have to get to the other side of the map. So we are starting south. The enemy will be starting probably behind us, chasing again. So our goal here is to get north. And instead of having some big, heavy mechs uh, to absorb the enemy for a round or two, we have a couple of locusts helping us out. So this is not great, but let's see what we can do here. Luckily, this map isn't very cluttered. We'll have nowhere to hide. Essentially, we have nowhere to hide. So let's start our Buster over here. We want it to be as far north as we can get it to go. We're looking at trying to find a straight line that's not being interfered with by debris or rough terrain, and this will have to do if we can deploy the rest of the lance essentially on this same track. And that will do. All right, let us get moving. We'll have about one turn, I believe, to get some distance here. If we're lucky, we'll get two. We're not going to go too far ahead. We don't want to outrun the Buster too much. We may need to send a unit back at some point to kind of help deflect away some of this enemy uh, unit that's pursuing us. There they are. They look pretty big. That's an awesome. That is a behemoth and a stalker and a demolisher heavy tank. Well, if there is any good news, it is the fact that they're slow. Now, they're the same speed as my Buster for the most part, but they should hopefully not get any closer than they are now. How good are the pilots? 5.6, 5.6, 5.6, and 4.5, so that Demolisher will be the most threatening of them. He has two autocannon 20s. So we will continue to run away. Ah, there we go. These locusts are coming in to deflect for us. And hopefully the enemy will spend a little bit of time shooting at them. Okay, I think we're okay for now. Some kicking happening. That's hilarious. The awesome. They were kicked and they missed a kick. They needed a 6 to stay on their feet, and they fell over. Kind of funny. Kicked by a locust, which just kind of shows you the power of kicking in BattleTech. Anytime you can force a piloting check, even if they're a good pilot, there's always that chance they can roll snake eyes. And basically, if you can knock someone down, you only make it hard for them to attack, but you're essentially stealing their turn from them. Because then they have to get back up. It costs movement points. They're vulnerable while they're laying down. It's hard to shoot. Well, there goes a locust. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to send the wasp and the Phoenix Hawk ahead. And those are the two forces that need to get to the other side of the map. So we're just going to go flat out with them now. It's time. Pedal to the metal. And we're just going to skip firing. The locust just ate a AC-20 to the leg, so they are not long for this world. They are gone. We have no more allies on this table. So let's just hope that the distance that we managed to get away from the enemy will be enough to secure the victory for us. We're just running at this point. The Buster is always going to be the easiest target for them to hit. They're going to be firing a lot of LRMs. They just need to get lucky one time, really. Yep, right there. Needed an 11, rolled an 11. No hits to the back. Unfortunately, there's no hits to the back where the armor is really thin. He took damage to the leg and arm. All right, and this is the enemy who's going to pop out. Hey, there's Tiny. Look at that. Tiny the Thunderbolt pilot. This looks like a Shadowhawk, a Locust, and another Shadowhawk? Phoenix Hawk. Okay. Good enough. I do see a nice track we can take to get home. Just going to cut through like this. Go, go, go. And the goal here really is just to get to the other side of the map. We're being chased. Tactical withdrawal. And they'll be shooting at that Buster mech every round. Unfortunately, I will have to slow down to get through all this debris. Look at that, we got a Shadowhawk in our face. Normally, we would do some maneuvering to try to get behind him, but in this case, we are already just sprinting full out. Twist. He's in our face, so we will fire a few shots at him here. Nothing that will make us overheat. Done. He's aiming to kick, probably. Can't hit. Need 14s. Nothing there. Large laser against the Locust. We'll fire that off. And a couple mediums. If we can hit a Locust with a large laser, that's always good, because it's going to punch through somewhere. We're going to fire a medium laser back at this guy, maybe? Need 12s. Yeah, we're just going to try to lend a little bit of support. Okay, well, they're lighting my Phoenix Hawk up. And I didn't really accomplish anything there. So can I kick him? 7s. It's not worth it. Well, it's an average roll. So let's give it a try. Roll a 7. Maybe we can get him. This will be harder. Kick needs an 8. We're going to say no. We're going to skip that attack. So my Phoenix Hawk got kicked. That's fantastic. The Locust fell down. Missed a kick. My Phoenix Hawk is in trouble, though. He's taken basically all the armor is gone on the Phoenix Hawk's leg. So we really do need to get out of here. All right, that Locust is knocked himself out. And you know what? We're gonna jump the Phoenix Hawk, or maybe we can keep sprinting. Yeah, we're just gonna keep running. That Shadowhawk's gonna get on my Cronus, but the Cronus is a little bit of a sacrifice at this point. Take some damage on that in order to get away, essentially. We'll fire off one round at the. Actually, what am I going to fire just in case I get hit in the back and take an engine hit? Don't want to slow down. I could try to. I can maybe shoot that Shadowhawk in the back. Need 11s. Twist and shoot at this Shadowhawk. Fire the large and one medium. And we're just running with the Wasp. Well, the Cronus is going to take a kick. You can throw back a punch at least. Punched him in the head. And the Shadowhawk misses a kick. Falls over. Fantastic. All right. Phoenix Hawk gets to the board edge. Board edge is within 3 hexes, just like your deployment. So all we need now is to survive this round. So actually, let's move the Wasp first. He's going to turn around just so he's facing the enemy. The little Buster is going to run like that. The Cronus is going to get just obliterated in the back. So we're going to go like that to get the best movement modifier we can. And now we just try to survive. So skip firing. They're basically retreating. Twist. I can shoot at. I can shoot at this locust. Why not? Try to get a kill for the pilot. Get him some XP. We're going to twist to bring the right arm to bear on the Phoenix Hawk, on that Shadow Hawk. And one shot, and done, and done. Hey, look at that. I damaged their locust even more. Doesn't matter, but that's it. That's it. Uh yep, end of phase. Cool. All right, no physicals, so victory. And we have successfully completed the mission. And the reason why we're doing the within the 3 hexes of the board edge as your deployment, like, basically if you can get within a deployment edge, is because some maps have like water, have like a sea or something, like, covering the entire edge of the map. So you really need that grace period there. Because if you can deploy within 3 of the edge, then that's the edge. The scenario template states that the enemy always retains control, so we do not control it. Let's hit next. Our pilots are all okay. The Locust was killed by itself, but that is a maneuver kill. So he was engaged with the Cronus when that happened. So we're going to give the maneuver kill to the Cronus. Again, if you can force someone to die, to kill themselves, then that is a kill. That's that's dogfighting rules right there, baby. All right, so we need to repair our mechs. Should be no problem. We're going to do a mass repair here. Whoops, we have to select active units. Bada bing, bada boom. So we have a few things that just need time basically to work on those. So we're going to advance a day, and the work is done. No one we really want to hire here. Hyperspace navigators are pretty cool, but we don't have any ships. So now we need to scout again. All right, let's take a look here, because we do have to get on with our contract. So we will patrol. Oh, they have 2 fatigue. Let's actually advance a day. There we go. Heavy recon evasion. What is that? That occurs today. What is that? Is that Charlie Lance again? That's Baker Lance. Okay. What are we doing here? You advance towards an overwhelming enemy position and gather intelligence. It's a high risk recon. Engagement is not an option. Stealth, speed, deception. It's a big enemy force, and they're getting reinforcements. So the enemy will control the field at the end of the engagement. Which preserve. We have to last for 12 turns, essentially. Like, our mission is to survive for 12 turns. Okay. Well, we're still going to deploy Charlie Lance. They still have 2 fatigue. Well, we're going to do it anyhow. There's recon evasion again. Oh, I hate that. It's not fun. Anyhow, let's deploy Baker Lance. Commit. And go to the briefing room. Heavy recon evasion. Start the game. It's a plains map, which is going to be very not good for us. It's kind of hard to evade someone out on the open plains. We got at least one decent for one decent pilot. Well, actually, pilots are both good. We've got at least one decent mech helping us. This quick draw can absorb a lot of enemy attention. And it looks like the enemy pilots are pretty green. So are two of ours, but we have an excellent Orion pilot. As long as I don't deploy him behind impassable water, I should be okay. All right, it's our turn to deploy. Quite an interesting looking map. My first inclination is to deploy down here, like all the way in the corner. And then we can slowly retreat backwards as we go. So we're going to do that. Yeah, cool. Again, our mission is to just survive for 12 rounds. So I have a little bit of an idea about how I want to do this. What I think I want to do, the ep4 is moving. What I think I want to do is I want to send out my Vulcan and my Phoenix Hawk. I want to send them kind of up this way into this heavier terrain. And I can play them evasively. I can jump from like here to here, here to there, and kind of just hide in these woods and make the enemy stall out a little bit there. What's that? Was that aerospace I saw? What is that track? I wonder what that is. Oh, I wonder if that's I don't know what that is actually. Well, either way, well, if we can make the enemy stall out a little bit, they have a blackjack, a shadowhawk, Ostrock. Ostrock, they have Manticore tank, Manticore, and that's another Manticore. So those are going to be pretty slow, and they're at the. It's going to take them a while to get here. What do they have north of the river? So they will have to try to get south of this river. They've got a Clint, Cicada, Phoenix Hawk, looks like, Enforcer, and a Scorpion. So yeah, it's going to take them some time to get across the river. So I am going to deploy, I'm going to kind of forward deploy my. So let's get the Orion up into this forest here. We're going to get the Centurion up into the forest as well. And they're just going to kind of hang out back here. The Vulcan is going to go like this. And the Phoenix Hawk's going to go with them. And they're going to kind of hang out in between the enemy and our position. Skip, 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 skip. And they're essentially just distraction. They're slowing the enemy down, and then they can pull back. We don't have to go to any board edge, as far as I can tell. Yep, we just have to preserve 5% of our forces, which hopefully we're to be preserving all of our forces. Yeah, we don't have to be at any particular edge. We just have to survive for 12 rounds and it ends. The enemy will consider it a loss and withdraw or whatever they do. And the cool thing is we can use these two mechs back here as initiative sinks where they go first. And that means the enemy has to move. If they get close enough, the enemy, close enough to us, the enemy will have to do a lot of maneuvering down here to try to get behind us. And they won't be able to do that because hopefully we'll have the Orion and the Centurion to waste those that initiative, that time, essentially, those moves. Skip, skip. We're going to go like that. We're going to go like that. Yeah, and those tanks are kind of trapped behind that water there. They could have gone through the forest, but it would eat up a lot of their manticores are tracked, right? If they're tracked, view the Manticore. It is a heavy tank. Movement tracked. Yeah, so tracks can actually go through forests. Wheeled cannot. Wheeled and hover cannot. But they could push through, just eat up a lot of their movement points. All right, I thought I saw some reinforcement or something, but maybe not. Might have just been the enemy reinforcement moving. All right, so the Vulcan's just going to hang out right here. He's pretty safe. Phoenix Hawk's going to be right here and hang out. He's pretty safe. And we're far enough away from the enemy that we have a lot of forest and whatnot between us. And the range is still pretty decent. All right, we're at round 4. We are going into round 5. We're 1/3 of the way done with this mission. Uh-oh. There's enemy reinforcements arriving. What is that little thing? That's a flea? Javelin. That's a crab. It's a stinger and a locust. Okay, well, they're still not very much closer than the rest of the force to us, so we're going to skip movement for the Orion. Skip movement for the Centurion. Doesn't really change that much, except it gives this force on the left a chance to engage with the enemy that's here, or with our friendly reinforcements that are there. We're still gonna hold still. No, someone fell in the water up there. Cicada. Skip firing. Going into turn 6, we are halfway there. Whoa, whoa, we're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Let's see. Take a look at this cicada. He looks a little bit mangled for some reason. I don't know what's going on with him. Okay, this Shadowhawk here, or Ostrak, it's a 60-tonner. He's pretty fast. He's a 5'8". He's got decent armor. 3 large lasers. I think you can only fire 2 of them at a time before he overheats. Yeah, he's got 15 heat. So it's time now to begin maneuvering a little bit. We need to jump back here. We're going to jump back here. Poor cicada. I think he's like on the ground. Oh, he got up on an 11. There you go. Good job. Well done, little fella. Well, we're going to skip here. Maybe an AC2? Nah, 16s to hit. Not too likely. Oh, hang on, what was that report? Hmm. All right, well, round 7. Skip movement. Skip movement from our heavier boys, our Orion, the Centurion. All right, now we jump backwards here. We want to keep facing the enemy when possible. We only need to go 5 when we jump because that'll get you the 5 movement used up essentially. So it gives you a +2 to your movement. And then you get an extra +1 for having jumped. You can't get any better than that unless you can jump 7 hexes, which is not common at all in this era of Battletech, where you're still in the pretty firmly in the 30-25 era, even though it's 30-42. On 11, not worth the heat buildup. We're going to skip. But that quick draw should be doing some damage there. Well, didn't really see anything, but oh well. That javelin, his call sign is hero. Looks like we took light damage on something. I don't know what or how, but we will back up now. And we'll back up. And we will back up. Well, we don't want to. You don't want to back up over rubble, so he's going to jump 5 hexes. And that quick draw out there will hopefully be a good distraction up there. That little hero javelin trying to fight our friendly wasp. Okay, still a lot of stuff happening here. We're going into round 8, so we are 2/3 of the way done. Going in round 9 actually. Let's see. Hang on here. We don't. Yeah, the enemy will maintain control, so there's no point to engaging at all. It's wasting ammunition that we cannot afford to spend money on right now. And this is our employer's idea, by the way. We're gonna back up. This is our employer's idea to send these little reinforcements out and then run them into the face of the enemy here. So you can blame the Free Worlds League leaders for this. Oh wow, the cicada jumped. Oh no, he ejected. Okay, he ejected. And the pilot got killed in the ejection. He failed. Yep, he failed. Dead pilot. Okay. Done. Going into round 10. We're almost there. Just need to keep retreating. This is heavy recon. We saw what's going on. We can see what's happening here. We know enough. We have an idea of what the enemy has. We have the information. Now we get out. That poor little wasp up there is going to get absolutely swarmed. The Ostrok trying to get up fell over. Ostrok. He's just really struggling to get on his feet there. But we're going to skip firing. We fired like 1 or 2 rounds this whole battle. Uh-oh. Our poor little wasp buddy is in some trouble. He lost his leg. But he's still alive up there. So he's still a magnet there for enemy attention. Round 11. What's going on up here? Oh, the scorpion. He's afraid to get into the water. He's seen what happened to all of his little buddies in the process. I want to go like this. We're going to go like this. All right. The wasp is done. He ejected. The Ostrich is still trying to get up and keeps falling over and hurting himself. Skip, skip, skip to Maloo. Done. Going into round 12. I'm going to move the Orion into some cover. Do the same thing with the Centurion, the Vulcan, and the Peahawk. And I think we're good. And I think that's it. Nothing shot at us, nothing's here to threaten us. That's the end of the phase. This is the heat phase. We get to the initiative phase, and it's over. We have survived 12 turns. I know it's not very exciting. I apologize, but that's the mission. We are here on an objective raid. That's the job. Done. We do not control the battlefield. We don't get any payouts. We have no damage. We don't get any kills. We preserved all our forces. We finished up. Our new Phoenix Hawk pilot gets an introduction to fighting essentially. And we'll just reload the ammo. We'll go to the briefing room. We have a battle coming up here. Charlie Lance. So this looks like the same sort of battle where you have to last for 12 turns. So we'll be worrying about that next time around. We'll basically try to do the same sort of tactics there. But for now, I would like to skip forward, advance a day. It's Friday. What day of the week does this happen? The 8th. So that will be Sunday is the 6th. Okay, we can go 2 days forward. We'll check our TO and E. Doesn't really, I don't know if it shows the fatigue. Yeah, there's one fatigue. Okay, just there we go. The fatigue. Oh my gosh, fatigue isn't too bad right now. So we are going to drop in the recon lance here. Minor engagement. That looks a lot better. That's happening today. Okay, what's happening? The enemy has positioned his forces in the area. They're not fully committed to battle. But to inflict enough damage to force them to withdraw. We can send anyone we want. We're going to send our big boys after this. It is a desert map, so yeah, that'll do good. The victor will control the battlefield, so this is our chance to get salvage. So that is good. We're going to sort this by date. And the reason why I wanted to go forward to this day is the personnel market updates on Mondays. Maybe we can get a new technician or something, but no. Nothing. We'll go to the personnel markets. Where was I that I was able to like place a specific? I was able to pay like 100,000 to like get a specific type of person. I don't know. I have to ask in the Discord for MekHQ and find out. But I wouldn't mind getting another HR person, some mech techs. But that's it for this episode. We'll be ending it right around 40 minutes. I appreciate you so much if you're still here, if you're still watching. Hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you next time.